If you're watching this video, then you are likely already an ambitious and driven man. And with that ambition and drive often comes pressure. So what I really like to do at this stage is help you understand where is this pressure coming from, because often it's not the external. Sometimes it is, and we'll touch on that in a moment. But very often it comes from this internal pressure. And I'm just going to run through all the places that it could potentially come from, and you'll see which ones resonate most with you. So the first one, which many of my clients come to me with, is this belief that they need to prove themselves. And if they stop performing, they will lose their value or their worth. And this creates a huge amount of internal tension because it shows up as always needing to progress, always needing to be productive, to have momentum, to be getting results, to always be on. And success ends up becoming this proof of self-worth. So rather than celebrating the wins, the successes, the achievements that you've already had, you're constantly chasing this next win, this next success. And in your mind, you're saying to yourself, oh, when I get here, I will be worthy or I will be valuable. But that milestone constantly keeps moving. So there's always that pressure, that internal pressure to prove yourself, to prove your value. The second one, which is extremely uncommon in intelligent and self-aware men, is this pressure to not waste your potential. And very often, especially if you have been successful in your earlier years, so whether that's in sport or in your career or some area of life, you will have this belief that I know that I am capable of a certain level. I am capable of more, so why am I not doing it? And it creates this gap between who you think you should be and who you currently are, which creates more stress and creates more tension and creates more potential pressure. And if it feels like you're living below your potential, you will create more pressure, or you'll put more pressure on yourself to do more. The third is this pressure of responsibility. So this is more of an external one, but actually it comes from the internal, because many of my clients come to me feeling responsible for providing for other people. So whether that's their partner, their family, their team, or their future lifestyle of themselves and their family. And it obviously feels amazing to be that provider and take responsibility for those around us. But when we do this, when we take on too much responsibility and don't allow ourselves to relax, our body and our nervous system starts to interpret slowing down as dangerous. And then the unconscious story becomes, if I relax, then everything could collapse and fall apart. And then I won't be able to care and protect and provide for all of these people. So that increases that internal pressure to keep pushing. The fourth one is the pressure to not fall behind. And even like the people at the top of the game, the most successful founders, they feel this, because when you look around and you see other people who are scaling faster than you or earning more money or moving quicker, the mind starts saying, am I doing enough? Am I reaching my potential? Am I doing the best that I can do? And this creates a permanent urgency loop, because as soon as you identify someone who's doing something that you feel like you could be doing, you start pushing more. And that constant dialogue of, am I doing enough? I could be doing more, then just drives you into this like burnout. The fifth one is the pressure of the identity transition, because a lot of the men that I work with, they're going through an identity change or they're in the middle of one. So it could be that you're shifting from your corporate career into starting your business. You're redefining what success looks like to you. You're redefining what a happy relationship looks like to you. Or perhaps you're building something meaningful rather than just building it for the sake of earning more money and your title or having the external validation. So the old identity is dying, but the new one hasn't solidified yet. You haven't stabilized yourself in this new version of you. And that creates an internal instability. So in order to try and balance that out, the brain will tell you, we need to do more. We need to push harder. And this, again, it creates more tension, more stress, more pressure. But underneath all of that, the pressure usually comes from this hidden equation, which is that you believe that performance equals safety. So your nervous system believes, if I perform, if I keep pushing, if I keep doing, then I am safe. And this may not be a conscious belief, but this is what is going on underneath, and this is what's creating that internal pressure. It also believes that if you stop, if you slow down, if you relax, then something could go wrong. It could all fall apart. You could lose it all. And again, what does it do? It creates more tension, it creates more pressure. You keep pushing and driving yourself to do more. So this is what I essentially help people do, right? So instead of being in this state of pressure, needing to be productive all the time and then burning out, you can notice this pressure. You can understand that actually you are still safe, even though all this stuff is going on. And then you learn to relax, and then you have more clarity.